What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 16th episode of the Coughy Show. My name is Mike, and I got Eric with me.
What's up? Happy late Thanksgiving.
Yeah, hope everyone had a good day, night with your family.
Safe holiday. It's shitty ass weather again.
We, the whole crew got together and hung out and played, what's that shit called?
Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity.
Mike dog walked us.
Dude, I won by 1 point. Or
You
one
had
card.
more than anyone else there that's played multiple times. I'm just saying. I played that like a dozen times, and I had like 4.
Well, again, it's not about, I guess, knowing how to play. I think it's just knowing the people that you're playing with and, like, trying to figure out what they think is funny, not necessarily.
You can say it. You're the funniest person. It's okay. You won.
I'm a comedian.
What do they say? Don't be vain. We all know you're the funniest one in the group.
So we do have some Black Friday sales going through. Was that next Saturday?
Yeah, we'll finish them next Saturday. Tomorrow's Small Business Saturday, so we'll just run them through the week. That way people aren't worried about getting out and trying to just buy, like, hot sales today. Come when you want.
You got a whole week. You got another payday before that comes.
Get your Christmas shopping done.
Yep. Buy one, get one hand pipes. Those are perfect stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
Everybody would be happy to get some fresh smoke in their stocking.
Shit, I always say buy one for you and give one for free. There you go.
There you go. A true gift benefits both parties.
Exactly. I can get behind that.
So that's all in store. We have I think 5 or 6 different deals going on in store, and then online it's 20% off site wide over $50, and just use the code Black Coffee at checkout. That's coffee like coffee, not coffee that you drink.
Coffee like our coffee. Trademarked.
All right, so jumping into news here. Our first article is from Market Watch. It's about the good old FDA. Well, I guess the FDA is mentioned in here, but so Brandon Warren is a Minnesota Twins beat reporter for the sports news outlet Zone Coverage. He started taking CBD in August after growing increasingly frustrated with his depression and anxiety medications over the past 4 years. So under the guidance of his psychiatrist and therapist, Warren started taking CBD and pared down his medication list. He tapered off the antidepressants bupropion,
Yeah, bupropion or something weird,
and Effexor, but continued to take his anti-anxiety medication, buspirone. Wow, those are close names.
Yeah, for real. I'll call it all. It's all like Xanax. It's just a different form of a Xanax, I'm sure.
So the results he said that he's seen after taking CBD have been moderately positive, feeling great since he got off the meds.
Another thing, trial and error. You got to see like how much you can take and actually like get on a set schedule, and then it usually does pretty well for people.
Right, and it's hard because you got to make sure you're taking a good quality product to begin with, and then you got to stay diligent about dosing it or using it daily on a regimen that just like you would your medication. But then the hard part is when you're taking 4 or 5 different medications, trying to figure out what you can and can't take with CBD, and then getting weaning yourself off of some of those can be kind of tough.
Yeah, and he's the smart one. Like, actually consult with your doctor. You can't stress that enough because, even though CBD is natural, you don't know how it could react with other medications that you're taking.
Right. And I think it's kind of cool that the psychiatrist was willing to, guide him and help him use CBD when, that's his drug dealer.
Yeah.
That's the guy that writes his prescriptions.
It's like, yeah, take it away from big pharma.
I don't know. I don't know how that whole industry works, but I assume that they get a cut when they sell that stuff.
Oh, probably. Dinners, vacations. It usually is how it is with addicting medications in America.
Right. All right. So our next article is from the Washington Post. FDA comes down hard against CBD-infused food, beverage, ending months of silence. A recent industry study predicted the global CBD market will grow from $311.7 million this year to a staggering $1.25 billion by 2024. It seems like they do one of these studies like every week.
Yeah, every
and you
week.
hear a different number, like a different time frame. Like, okay, we get it. CBD's blowing up.
It's like cop drug math. Everybody
Exactly,
has.
yeah.
They just come up with these like figures, and I'm like,
right. Here's
show
numbers.
us the data.
Right.
Like, where do you support going from 311 million to 1.25 billion? I believe it. It could be true, but let's see where you're actually taking that fact from, because you're just overhyping something that realistically couldn't be that big, and then that makes everyone think, oh, it's just about the money. It's just about the money, not the actual point of it, which is the health benefits.
Right. So this week, the U.S. FDA issued a warning letters to 15 companies for illegally selling products containing CBD, saying they had violated federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act. At the same time, the FDA published a revised consumer update detailing broad safety concerns about CBD products. So, I mean, this has kind of been known for a long time, but like they mentioned, the FDA's kind of stayed silent about it. Like, companies aren't supposed to sell products that are infused with CBD, or even, I know we mentioned a podcast before about restaurants that were adding CBD to foods and alcoholic beverages. It's still illegal. And their logic here is that there's not enough research done on the topic. Well, these dumbasses are the ones who prevent the research.
Exactly. You're literally standing on the fence. You can't pick one or the other. You've got to either let people do the research, figure out the information, or just shut the fuck up about it if you're not going to let it advance.
Right.
People are going to do it either way, which, it happens. But if you're using quality shit, you'll probably be fine. But, I mean, we've obviously seen our fair share of trash and trash companies. That's why I could see the concern being there. But let them fucking figure out what's healthy and not.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Let them do the research. Regulate these products just as you would anything else. They check up on various food supply sources and make sure that they're staying in line with various regulations, and they should be regulated just like any other industry where you're consuming stuff.
Yeah, and it's cool to see the big brands that want to participate in it too, like Bush, Ben and Jerry's. I think that would be tight.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's is pretty notable.
They're a pretty cool indie hipstery brand that makes good fucking ice cream. That'd be a tight one.
I don't know if I've ever had Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
I don't eat it much because it's so much sugar. But anytime I'm sick, with the flu, cold, anything, all I fucking want is their Cherry Garcia ice cream. I don't know what it is about it, but I mean, probably.
What's it called? Cherry Garcia?
Yeah, it's made for Jerry Garcia from fucking.
It's some band.
Yeah, what are they?
Is that the
Grateful Dead? Yeah, Deadheads. But it's just cherry and chocolate ice cream, but it's so fucking good. But every time I ever get sick, that's one thing that I fucking crave. I get the little baby ones that are
so you can eat the whole thing and then you don't feel too bad.
Exactly. Otherwise, if you get a pint, you're gonna eat a whole fucking pint.
Right.
It's just that good. But
see, we're a Ted and Wally's family. We stick to Ted and Wally's.
I've never been to Ted and Wally's. See, that's part of the problem. Maybe I'd switch, but you people don't invite me out anywhere, and I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go be the fat kid that gets ice cream by himself on the weekend.
Hey,
so
I'm the fat kid that does that.
You trying to have a Ted and Wally's date? Hit me up. You know where to find me. I'll tag my Instagram below.
We will be having a dating game for Eric next week.
Yeah.
And whoever wins gets to take Eric on an ice cream date to Ted and Wally's.
Exactly. I'll even let you pay. You're welcome.
This guy's so generous.
You are welcome. I'll do that out of the kindness of my heart and my black soul.
So they go on to say the federal government has not concluded that CBD is generally recognized as safe, GRAS is their abbreviation there, for use in human or animal food. Thus, CBD in food or drink is still illegal. Again, let them do the fucking research.
Yeah.
You can determine that.
And I mean, it's smart because you'll start, I think, with the more that they push back against people actually doing it, you're going to find somebody that has an additive that you can put in food and drink on your own, and they're just going to recommend it as added at your own discretion. We're not going to put it in, but Hy-Vee every year sells fucking a bottle of Coke, but then they put a little Jack Daniel's shooter on it. So they're not going to sell you a mixed drink, but you buy the bottle of Coke with the bottle of alcohol attached.
That's a smart way to do it. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, good workaround, because then we wouldn't be adding it to your food or drink. We would be responsibly selling it to you as a consumer, and then you would add it yourself if you chose to.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Decisions.
So the quote here says, "As we work quickly to further clarify our regulatory approach for products containing cannabis and cannabis-derived compounds like CBD, we'll continue to monitor the marketplace and take action as needed against companies that violate the law. We remain concerned that some people wrongly think that the myriad of CBD products on the market, many of which are illegal, have been evaluated by the FDA and determined to be safe, and that trying CBD can't hurt." I don't think that I've never seen a company say that a CBD product is FDA compliant.
The one that I could think would be like prescription CBD that they have for seizures.
Right, the Marinol bullshit.
Like that, potentially, I would imagine. So,
right, but I'm talking about regular products that we see in different stores. Like, I mean, pretty much everything I've seen, I know what we sell says this product has not been evaluated by the FDA.
Yeah.
Not meant to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any disease.
So you gotta consult with your doctor. Be honest with
your
them.
doctor.
We already talked to a doctor about the HIPAA laws. You can ask your doctor. If it's not impacting your life in a negative way, they're not going to say anything to anybody.
There's a quote here from the president of, what was his council? I'm not sure. I didn't do good research on this. So.
The Council of Responsible Nutrition.
Yeah, there you go. So this is Steve Mister. He says, "It's time for the FDA to announce a legal pathway to market for these CBD-containing supplements and to commence meaningful enforcement against products that flout category-wide requirements for dietary supplements." He said what we've been saying pretty fancy.
Yeah. Use that good old education to say the same
Right.
things that we already know.
So moving on, this is an article from educateinspirechange.org. Lego plans to make all its brick from biodegradable hemp plastic by 2030. This is pretty dope because I'd imagine that Lego's a pretty huge consumer of plastic.
Yeah, and it's definitely not sustainable. It's got to be a lot of plastic, and those fucking little Lego bricks are hard and a thick plastic.
Right.
Got to imagine those things stay around forever. You know, they're not. Probably a bag they say is like 200 years to decompose. A fucking Lego's got to be a hell of a lot longer than that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point because it's significantly more dense.
Yeah, exactly.
So as part of their environmental responsibility targets, Lego aims to find an ecologically sustainable alternative to the plastic resin, ABS, currently used to manufacture their toy bricks. The company has set a target to manufacture new eco-friendly bricks by 2030. The majority of plastics currently manufactured in the world use petroleum cellulose, which is hazardous to humans, animals, and our planet. Cellulose made from organic compounds and biodegradable, and hemp is an ideal base material with a high cellulose content between 70 to 80%, according to hemp plastics.
They say they've been making Legos since 1949. Annually, they do about 60 billion blocks.
Damn.
60 billion times 60.
Lego's pumping them bricks.
Yeah, that's like trillions of fucking Legos in the world.
That's fucking insane.
What happens? You get Legos for Christmas, you lose the instructions, they sit around, your mom fucking throws them away when she steps on them.
Right. And the motherfuckers hurt.
They do. I hate Legos. I'd never give the gift to Legos. That shit sucks.
So an Australian company called Zeoform has been working on the development of biodegradable hemp technologies for several years already. The company has patented a very versatile plastic made entirely from hemp and suitable for virtually any product you can think of. The material can be injected or blow molded into bottles, straws, furniture, building materials, to just name a few. Perhaps even toy building blocks.
I mean, Raw started doing it, the Raw rollers, and a lot of their plastic stuff is made out of recycled materials if it has to be plastic, and they use hemp. Like any Raw rollers, are pressed hemp, and you'd never know. I didn't never know. I just thought it was a funky looking plastic until I actually read it somewhere and was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I looked at the bottom and you see the little hemp stamp they put on it.
That is some funky plastic.
For real. Build the first fucking hemp house in Nebraska. That'd be cool. Do our podcast out of that. Right. The hemp house.
Well, one of our goals next year is to do one of my home projects, and we're going to do hemp concrete walls.
That'd be tight.
For a structure.
That'd be an easy one. Probably, I'd imagine cheaper. Concrete's not cheap, so I don't think that adding hemp and doing it that
I'm
way.
honestly not sure what the cost is on the hemp fiber. I know it's pretty cheap, but I'm not sure how it would compare to concrete.
Yeah, Yeah, it'll be a fun one. And they say it works well for a great insulation on its own, and
It
it's
is,
fire
yep.
resistant.
Yeah, it's naturally fire resistant. It's like, why would you choose to use shitty wood building materials or concrete when you can just use hemp?
They say for hemp herds, for hempcrete pricing, a single bag, which is about 33 pounds, would cost $20.99. If you were to do double bags, then you'd be around $40.98. And then obviously, the more that you have to get, the lower you're going to go down if you're doing a half truckload or a full truckload. And you'd be able to use that on walls, attics, lofts, underneath your floor, plaster, new builds, and insulating older homes.
So it sounds like that would be a little more expensive at this point than concrete, but again, it's also better for the environment, and it's a better insulator than concrete. So I guess that price and cost of materials probably outweighs what you're going to save in electricity.
Yeah, and they're saying that with one of their bags of hempcrete, you would get 4 cubic feet of the material, and it's all that it takes to actually do it. It's the hemp herds, which is the core of a hemp plant, a lime binder, and water.
Yep, it's a pretty basic mix.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you do concrete, you're just mixing that bag and water.
Yeah, what does that have in it, though? Sand?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's extra. Well, it all comes down to what kind of concrete you need for your project. Like, you're going to have a different concrete that you use for like a sidewalk as opposed to what you use for a stair or what you use for a footing for like a deck or a fence post or something.
Yeah, and they also are saying that you can use a similar product that they would carry, which would be a hemp plaster on the outside to give it a more refined finish that would also help to protect against water and snow, things like that.
Interesting. All right. Our last article here is from CNN. Colorado Medical Marijuana Safety Advisory. Or I should just say Marijuana Safety Advisory, I'm sorry. So authorities in Colorado issued a warning to consumers of possibly contaminated and potentially moldy marijuana that was mistakenly distributed due to a technical error, according to a press release from the Colorado Department of Revenue. Due to potentially unsafe levels of microbial contamination on retail and marijuana and medical marijuana produced by several businesses, Department of Revenue officials said several batches of both medical and recreational marijuana displayed an incorrect testing status in an inventory tracking system called Metric. People pushing shitty products.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at least they're honest and upfront about it, that, you know, they're going to tell people.
Well, the company is, but at the same time, some grower pushed that shit to them. Like, they had the labs.
Yeah.
They knew that it was a contaminated product, but somehow it slipped through this tracking system.
Yeah, take that shit back. Get your money back.
Right. So, on the medical marijuana side, strains believed to be affected include Blue Dream, 9 Pound Hammer, Super Lemon Haze. These were sold by medical marijuana dispensaries Tweed Leaf, Cross Genetics, and Elevations. The retail strains include Ghost Cake Killa, Grape Ape, Snowball, sold at Mighty Tree, Natural Alternatives for Health, Doctor's Garden, and Green Dragon, according to the press release.
Yeah.
So, definitely if you bought one of those products from one of those places, you probably can't get your money back, but you may want to just go ahead and trash that because you don't want to be smoking mold.
They're claiming that you can return it, though.
Oh,
in
really?
This article.
I missed that. Okay.
They say they warn the customers who have purchased the affected products return them to the stores or health outlets immediately for proper disposal. So, I mean, hopefully they'll take them back.
For proper disposal. So they want you to bring it back so they can trash it for you, but they don't want to give you your money back.
And the big thing, too, is not to hate on the dispensaries that sell it, because I genuinely don't think that they knew it was bad.
No, it's the system that messed up.
Yeah, Metric is a system that's used in I think you'd pronounce that Metric, METRC, Metric, but it's a system that's used in at least a dozen states in the District of Columbia to actually ensure, like, hey, this has been tested, it's quality, it's good to go. So, like, don't hate the dispensaries, because they probably didn't know until everybody else found out, like we did.
Right.
And good for CNN for posting an article about weed. They're usually kind of bland when it comes to marijuana and CBD, but at least
they kind of have to start getting into it, because you see how much the search volume has increased online, and if they want to stay relevant, they need to be talking about relevant topics. Politics isn't interesting for everybody.
Exactly, and you got to be on the bandwagon. If everybody else is gonna do it, like, you can't pick and choose. That's why, like, fucking hopefully Fox News will die because they're so anti-weed and it's the devil's drug. But like,
Right.
you can't in this day and age with all the rec states and medical states. Eventually, it's gonna outnumber the states where it still is illegal, and
Right.
you're gonna have to inform your consumers. That's what you're there for. That's the point of a news channel.
Definitely. Oh, and one thing we did forget to mention. So we had an attempted robbery on Monday, and the lady claimed that she had a gun but didn't actually pull it on us. But then the next night she robbed what's it called, weird wild stuff.
Yep, it's right up the street.
Yeah, a couple miles up the street from us, and actually put a gun in that lady's face and stole, I think, like $200 in some.
Yeah,
random
emptied the
merchandise.
register, and then about 200 in clothing and accessories.
Gotcha.
And it was like costume jewelry and stuff.
And then, so that was on Tuesday night that she did that, and then the following night on Wednesday she actually got arrested. So that bitch is in jail.
Yeah. Thanks for calling, Snapchatting.
Yeah, thanks for
Showing
everybody
up.
checking on us and showing concern.
Yeah, we've had a lot of neighbors around the store this week, like people that I've never even seen that all came to make sure that we weren't dead. Same thing I tell them, I'll tell everybody, that bitch tried me. A for effort, but you didn't get shit, so
She got nothing.
we're not the one.
Yeah, so that's all we got for this week. We'll catch you guys next week.
Have a safe Black Friday.
Yeah, don't get stabbed trying to get a TV.
Yeah.